Hello friends, today we are going to cover conditions, mathematical conditions, if statement, if else, if elif and else statements, then while loops, for loops, different control statements. So we will do some demo as well and we'll understand all these concepts today. So let's cover first of all conditions. What all conditions are there in Python? So Python supports logical condition which is used in mathematical calculations or maybe in comparison and other things. So as in other programming languages, for equal we use a equal equal b, double equal we have to use in while doing programming in Python. Not equal is a exclamation equal b, less than is for a less than symbol b, less than or equal to a less than then equal to sign and then b, greater than a greater than b, greater than or equal to a greater than then equal symbol then b. So these conditions can be used with if, while, for. So for any type of condition we are using these different symbols within two a and b, for example. So let's move ahead and understand concept for if else. If else is used for decision making, right? So if statement is used to decide whether block of statements need to be executed or not. So along with if, we need to have one test expression. Like for example, if I is less than 6, if i's value is less than 6, and if this is true, then body of if, whatever statements are given for in case of true, that will be executed. If that is false, then else part will be executed. So once this else or if whatever condition matches, it completes, then statements below if will be executed. So let's do this with some example in Jupyter, and that would be helpful to understand this concept. So let us understand if by this demo. So I'm taking two variables. So these are two variables, Ritu age and Seema age, and we need to check who is elder. So two variables are declared here. Then if Seema age is greater than Ritu age, after if statement we have to put this colon symbol, then print Seema is elder than Ritu, right? So if I execute this, it will print this line. But if suppose um, it's opposite, we have, like for example, if Ritu age is greater than Seema age, in that case it will not print anything. So now I want to print else, right? So whatever else statement is, need to print that Ritu is elder than Seema. So in that case, it is saying Ritu is elder than Seema. Now what happened if suppose we move this print statement here? It will give error. The reason is, so Python understands this indentation. If an indentation is there, so whatever coming with this indentation after if statement, that is taken as complete block after if statement, right? So if there are two statements, three statement, whatever it is, it will execute if above condition is true. If it means if Seema age is greater than Ritu age, then this statement will be executed. Otherwise else statement, this statement will be executed. Still it will give error. Reason is because else still indentation problem is there. So we need to have this indentation, then only it will be executed. Now this is correct, but suppose if both values are same, in that case it is not returning correct value. So in that case, what we will do here, we will add here another statement, elif. Elif is like else if. Elif Seema underscore age equal Ritu underscore age. If this is correct, in that case it will say both ages are same. this way. So if then colon then print statement, elif then colon then print statement, else then colon then print statement. So this way we can have if, elif, else. There is another type of if condition we can write through shorthand if. So this is comment. So we can write this way: if Seema underscore age is greater than Ritu underscore age, colon, print Seema is elder. So this way. This is called as shorthand if else if statement. Similarly, we can have shorthand if else statement. How to write that in one line? One line with if else. So you can write first Seema is elder. If Seema age is greater than Ritu age, colon should not be there. Else print Ritu is elder. If suppose its value is above, then Seema age, in that case it will print Ritu is elder. So this is the way. This technique is also known as ternary operator or conditional expression. So wherein we have multiple else statements in same line. So there is another way. We can have multiple if, like if else, then else. So this way, three type of conditions we can also have. We can write this in other way. This way. How this is executed? Ritu age is 35, Seema age is 30. Print Seema if Seema age is greater than Ritu age. This is one if. Else print Seema equal Ritu if Seema age is equal Ritu age. This is another else statement. Then else print Ritu. So this way, if both are equal, in that case it will print equal. So this is in single line we have written multiple if else. We can have or as well. We can take one example for or and. So here suppose we need to check if A is greater than B or A is greater than C, then print if either of both the cases, whether A is greater than B or A is greater than C, then it will print this. At least one condition is true, right? So in this case A is greater than B but A is not greater than C, but still it will execute this statement, right? And suppose if I write here and, in AND case, if both the conditions are true, if A is greater than B as well as A is greater than C, which is not true, this is false, in that case it will not print anything. So this is called as or and, right? And we can have multiple if as well. Like for example, say in the same problem, suppose I am writing like this: if A is greater than B, and then I want to check if A is greater than C, then print C is the greatest number. So like this is nested if A equals to 200, B 33, C 500. If A is greater than B, then we are checking if A is greater than C, then print A is the greatest number. Else if C is greater than B, then print C is the greatest number. And with this, if this else means B is greater than A, then if B is greater than C, print B is the greatest number, otherwise C is the greatest number. Suppose I am changing this now. For example, this is now maximum number. In that case, it will print B is the greatest number. But if this is the maximum number, it will print A is the maximum number. So this way we can have nested if. Nested if, within if we have another if. Now while loop is used if suppose condition is true, then we need to execute those set of statements again and again till the time condition is true. So this is like repeating action until condition met. If you look into this example, I is equal to 1, then while I is less than 6, till the time I's value is less than 6, it will print I and then increment I with 1. For example, first time if I's value is 1, then it will check if 1 is less than 6, yes, then it will print Y, I, it means 1, and then I is incremented with 1 means I becomes 2 now. Again loop will continue. 2 is less than 6, yes, then print 2, then I becomes 3. Then again 3 is less than 6 till the time its value becomes, I's value becomes 6, then this loop will exit. Similarly, if you look into this algorithm, it's showing that enter while loop. There is test expression similar to like I is less than 6. If this expression is true, it will execute set of statements. If this expression is false, it will exit from the while loop. So this is the while loop, and in Python we are using this loop to iterate list, dictionary, or tuple. So different ways we are just iterating our collections, and then uh, uh, doing some actions, doing some actions on the values, and based on this we are doing programming using while loop. So let us look into different examples so that it would be helpful to understand the concept. Now suppose let's take one example. I is equal to 1 while I is less than 6, till the time condition is true, it will print I, then I plus equal 1. So this is very important. If we will not increment I, then it will just go into infinite loop. This is just last statement. It will helpful to understand like when now this is exited from the loop. So this way it has printed all the 1 till 5. As soon as its value becomes 6, 6 is less than 6 is false, it comes to this statement, print exit. Right, so again indentation is very important. Whatever is indented here, it takes it as a block of statements which will be executed in true condition. Right, so let's take another example. Suppose I have taken another say list. So this is the list, and if suppose I am printing like this, while a means till the time a is having values, a is not empty. So it will pick last value from the A list and then remove that value. And similarly, at the end, it will not be having any value. So this loop will exit. So you can see here. So first of all, A dot pop will take this value, last value. It prints this value, and then pop it will remove from the list. Then next time it will take this value, print 3, and then pop means it will remove that value. Then next time 2, it will print 2, then pop means it will remove that 2 value from the list. Then next time it will take 1, and then a dot pop means it will remove 1 from the list. And at the end, when it will not be having anything, then it returns false and then comes out of the loop. So this is the way we can just play in the list. Then there is another example I have written here. I is equal to 0, count 1 is equal to 0. This is the text like a hello world. So now problem is that I need to count how many L are there. So so how to calculate this? So first of all, while I is less than length of a, I is 0 first time, till the time I is less than length of a, right? Till the time it will execute this loop. If ai is equal L, if its value is L anywhere, in that case it will count, increment count. It means it is counting number of times L is there, right? Then I plus equals to 1, this is to iterate to next item. That's the reason we have incremented I with 1, and loop will continue for the next iteration. I become 1, 1 is less than length of a, then again it will check a1, a1 is e is not equals to L, so it will not be counting here. Again I becomes 2. So this way it will carry on, and it will just print number of times L is there. Similarly, you can also check number of times if some other character, say O is there. It's returning 2 times. Similarly, if suppose I want to check some other character, maybe D. So this is printing D as 1. So this way it will keep counting the number, and you can see that how it's executing, and in case of string how it is calculating or counting number of strings, number of characters are there. So this way while loop is helpful. Now suppose I want to break this. I just want that whenever space is there, when space is coming, then I want to stop here because I need to count number of L here till hello. So in that case, break would be helpful. Break is used to come out of the loop, to break the loop, right? If suppose ai is equal to space, it's blank, then in that case it will come out of the loop because I don't want to continue after the space. In that case, now it will print number of times L is there, it's 2, because it will count for 2 only. This is giving error because iteration is moved here. So you can see that number of times L is there, it's 2, right? Number of times, suppose I want to check O is there, then it will give 1 time because it's checking for hello only. And as soon as space is coming, it comes out of that. So we can look into break statement. Break statement is used to stop the loop if while condition is true, and within that if some condition is coming true and then I want to exit out of that loop, then break statement is helpful. So loop test expression, here you can have the condition if this is true, and then within that we have condition to check if that is there, and then break is there, then break brings out of the loop, right? And if break is not there, then in that case remaining set of the loop will be executed. For example, here I is equal to 1, starting from 1, if i's value is less than 6, it will print I. As soon as we get value 3, then it will come out of the loop. It means it will print till 2 only, right? Otherwise, as soon as we get 3, it will come out of the loop. Break will helpful to come out of the loop. Similarly, next is continue. Continue is used with the continue statement. We can stop the current iteration only, right, and continue with the next iteration. For example, if you look into this code, I is equal to 0 while I is less than 6, then I starts from 0, 0 is less than 6. Now I is incremented, it becomes 1. If its value is 3, as soon as we come to its value 3, it will continue to again while, not, it will not print anything, it will start continue means it will go for next iteration, right? And it will not execute rest of the statements after continue, and it will goes to the next iteration. And break brings out of the while loop. So this is the difference. We can look into by executing this example, we can look into the difference as well. So let's look into this example. If I is equal to 0 while I is less than 6, we are incrementing I with 1. It becomes 1 now. If I is equal to 3, then continue. So what it will do, it will print for 1, it will print for 2. As soon as 3 comes, it will continue to again next iteration. It will go back to while statement. Now again 3 is less than 6, yes, I becomes 4. Now if this condition is not true, then it will print 4. It means it will not print 3 only, 1 2 4 5 6. And if I suppose write in the same way, if I am writing here break, then break will not continue after 3. It will print till 2 only. As soon as 3 comes, it comes out of the loop. So this is the difference in between break and continue. Now next, coming to Centennial controlled statement. So Centennial controlled statement means, so in this case we need not to use any counter variable, right? We are looping, and the number of times we are entering value from the user, then it's looping. And we can have some Centennial value, like for example, like a is equal to, I'm taking input from user here. So here is the example for Centennial control statement. A is equal to int input, enter a number, -1 to quit. This is to take input from the user. Then count is 0. This count is used to calculate or count number of times we are entering value. It's just sum, doing sum for all those values. While A is not equals to -1. If A is not -1, then in that case it will count plus A, and then again it will take input from the user. If suppose user is entering -1 here, it will go back to the loop. And if A is not equals to -1, then it will continue. Otherwise, if A is -1, it will come out of the loop. So you can see here, when I execute this command, then enter a number, we have to write here number. Say I am writing 5 4 3, and then at the end just putting -1. In that case, it has counted 5 4 3, sum up these values, and count is equal to 12. So this way, till the time we are just entering values, it will continue giving continue this loop. Okay, so next, coming to else, we can use else with while as well. So for example, let's take one example. I is equal to 1 while I is less than 6. If suppose I have taken I is less than 6, then print I, this is to print I, then I plus equal 1, then incrementing I, else. Printing I is not less than 6. So this way, as soon as once I becomes greater than 6, then it's printing else statement, I is not less than 6, this way. So else will not execute if there is break command. So else is part of this while, right? And so similarly, we can use a break or continue if we want. Break, in case of break, it comes just out of the loop. So next is for loop. For loop is used for iterating over a sequence. Sequence can be list, tuple, dictionary, set, or string. So for loop works as a iterator. So suppose we can take this example. This fruit is having list, fruit list, apple, banana, cherry. And then how we will go into loop for x in fruits and print x. So x will automatically take one by one every value from the list, and then execute this loop. So if you look into this algorithm, for each item in the sequence, once we reach up to the last item, if this is true, it will exit for loop. Otherwise, in case of false, it will execute set of the statements. So this way for loop is executed, and there is also break, continue in for loop as it was in while loop. So let's look into the demo in Jupyter Notebook. Suppose look into the for loop now. Suppose um, yeah, I have created one tuple here, right? So L is equal to pleasant weather, And now I want to just iterate this loop. For I in L, print I. This is a way to iterate tuple. It's printing pleasant weather. Similarly, we can iterate list as well. So to create this as a list, we need to just change the brackets here. This way. And we can also iterate string as well. Suppose I have taken one string, and we can just create a loop to iterate this string. This way, it will print single character here. The next is dictionary. We can also iterate through dictionary. So this way we can iterate dictionary iteration. L, within that ABC colon 1 2 3. ABC is the key, then value, key, value. For I in L, this is iterating keys. So I is having key like ABC. So once I print here I value in %s, it will print ABC. Then %d is the decimal is the number value wherein it's giving Li value, that is 1 2 3. So this way we can iterate dictionary. Okay, so now we can also use break and continue commands within that. We can take one example here, maybe. Suppose I have taken colors. So these are the three colors. For X in color, suppose I am printing colors here. Taken more colors here. So now I want to just check with the condition. If X equal orange, then break, right? And it means it will print till the time it's not giving orange. Red and blue it will print. Here I have to just kept here colon this way. So now this line I have to keep, because if X is orange still it's printing. So we can just remove this line. Now it will print only red, blue, not orange. So this is break. And if suppose instead of break I'm taking continue. So in that case, if X is orange, then it's continuing to next iteration. It will not do anything in case of orange. It will print red, blue, green, this way. So break and continue statements are in the same way, the way which we executed in while loop. So next is a range function. There is range function which is giving sequence of numbers. Like for example, for X in, suppose I want to execute in range from 2 to 6 and then print. So it will print all 2 to 6. And suppose within this range I want to, by default it takes 1 as a step. Right now suppose I want 2 as a step, then in that case you have to just write here 2. The first parameter is start, stop, and then step. So this way it's now stepping up 2 values, right? So another thing is, right, there is another way. For example, if suppose I want to range 10 this way, and then I want to print I, X, and space, and then print blank space. So what it will do, it will give so it's printing all 0 till 9 this way, and if I just give space, it will give space within that. I give more space, it will give more space. This way it does. And suppose if there is a list and I want to use range along with that, so L equals to, suppose within that we have 10, 20, 30, 40. So for I in range length of L, so we need to execute till length of L. So this way it will print, it will iterate to all values and print here all values of list. And suppose I want to, suppose sum up this, then we can do like this: sum equals to sum plus Li. So this way, if suppose L, I have taken L 10, 20, 30, 40, sum is 0, I in range length of 0, then sum plus I. So it's just summing up values of I, and here print Li ends with ends space here. So after every value, it's just giving space here. Then this print blank means it's giving one line extra, just putting enter here. Then print sum, it's giving 6 here. So this way we can use else as well along with for. So for example, for X in range say 6, if X equal 3, then break, print X else print finally finished. So in that case, suppose when once X value is 3, 3 equals to 3, break. In case of break, it will just come out of that, else will not be executed, right? If suppose break is not there, it's having continue, so in that case it will execute else statement as well. So in case of break, it will not continue, it will not print that. Similarly, we can have for within for, multiple fors we can have. um, we can take one example of nested for example, if there is colors is already there. So let's take this example and have another list within that. Suppose I am taking one for numbers. So x equals, so this is used like there are two lists, colors and x, right? So I want to print combination for I in colors. Suppose for I it takes first value red, along with red then it's iterating in entire x, four values, right? And then printing like this, for example, red 10, red 20, red 30, red 40. Similarly it will go to next I value, which is blue, blue 10, blue 20, blue 30, blue 40. This way it is this is nested for, and it's iterating again and again. So I think we have covered for loop, and we have done different examples along with for loop, while loop. We have understood break, continue statements, then nested if, nested if else, then if elif. So all these commands and loops we have done, we have completed demo for all that, and I think hope these concepts are clear now. So hope this video is helpful for you. In next upcoming video we will be having more details like past statement and more collections, how to work with collections. So different ways we will continue further for advanced Python. Thank you so much for watching.